Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's doing great out there tonight. Got another episode of Old School Gamer Live coming straight at you. And like usual, I got the usual suspects hanging out with me. I got Casey. I got Ryan. What's going on, guys?
Happy Thursday. Happy to be back with my friends. What's going on, everybody?
Very cool, very cool.
What's going on, Ryan? How are you, man?
I'm taking it relaxed. I'm up and going for this, and I'm just going to sit back, read a book, fall asleep. I'm ready for the weekend. Those kids wearing me out during the day.
I'll bet you didn't have a nice, easy day this day like you did last week, huh? You had to work today.
Yeah, but I also had fun with my esports kid. I'm in charge of the esports team at the school. It's something they asked me to do. Hired me.
That's cool.
It's not very good, though. But we had fun doing it. Today was Rocket League. We previously, the last season in the fall was Super Smash Brothers, and we get into a Mario Kart thing starting in March.
Very cool. You ever do any Call of Duty style stuff, or is that too violent for the school?
We've got to get PCs built up to be able to afford that. It's a lot easier to buy a Switch. If you're going to do the PC type game, you got to have like 5 machines at $1,500 a piece.
Yep, at least minimum 5v5.
Yeah.
You know what's really cool around here is all my local casinos. They're all Indian casinos around here in the Oklahoma, Missouri area. They're all adopting this new lower or younger age gaming tournaments. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. They're actually having high schoolers coming into the casinos, and they're doing these live tournaments with these LAN party live tournaments. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen, but it's working out really well for them. And they're doing real, $500 pots, $1,000 pots.
Mom and dad and grandma and grandpa to come and watch them and then drop money on the way to the
I don't know, man. It's a genius thing, though, because I've been watching it on Facebook. I've been watching this evolve, and it's continuously getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm just seeing more and more people doing it. And I think, man, it's genius. It's a genius idea.
When I was in school, man.
I know. I would have been all over that stuff.
Let's see. If we would have been doing competitive when I was in school, it would have been competitive Load Runner, Chocolate, Erotica.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, I could see the Load Runner thing working out. I mean, we didn't have multiplayer games that well back then.
Didn't really exist a live multiplayer besides 2 people, So yeah, that wasn't really a thing. Guys, thanks for everybody watching us. If you want to subscribe for free, over on the left, you can hook up on our QR code there. You can get a free digital subscription over there. You can subscribe to our YouTube, to our Twitch, or our Facebook. Guys, let's move over to our magazine update for the week. Ryan, what we got going on this week, my friend?
Magazine March issues at the press will actually be, I was told, I think, mailing today.
Nice.
So you guys will be getting that. I have not gotten my copies in. They should be showing tomorrow. That is, if you're watching the show, you regularly hear what we're covering. That's the one with a lot of Williams stuff in there. There's a lot of stuff related to Williams electronics and through everything there. And we actually covered the Williamses, Ken and Roberto, a lot in there. There's more stuff coming from them, too. It was really cool when Ken Williams, for those of you that don't know, created Sierra Online, okay? And everything related to that, and everything came out of the Police Quest, King's Quest, a lot of other games, let's just call it that we were talking about earlier before you guys all joined us electronically, have come back and created Colossal Cave Adventure. Gunther's going to show you more of it at the end of this stuff, but we've got a lot of stuff. He just contacted me out of the blue and in reply to one of my emails saying, I've got this going. Would you like to promote it? I'm exchanging emails with someone who created Sierra. I mean, that's just like dream level stuff.
Man. That's epic. It really is.
Most recently, I've been exchanging emails with Al Lowe, who made the Legion Shoot Larry series.
I've been begging for that.
Yeah.
No quarter. You didn't hurt me every time when they say arcade say they have a game coming, and what I say is it Legion Suit Larry? Bring that.
Yeah.
I love that series. That's so fun.
The magazine's hitting. The next issue's in process. We've got a lot of stuff going on with it. I'll get you more of an update on that. There is a ton on the magazine. It's all online for people that are paid subscribers to it right now. It will go online to the limited edition. The shorter version of it will go online to the non-paid subscribers in the next couple days.
Okay.
Look for it in your mailbox.
So I got my first issue in. I believe it's the December issue or the November. I can't remember. It was from last year. I just got it in though. But every page,
send a copy to you.
that was it. Every page is glossy on there. I thought that the inside pages were going to be a matte finish, but they're all glossy. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a fantastic production. I'm really happy with the upgrades we did with it.
Yeah, man.
We're working on a special issue that will hand out all the cons starting in March, like we've done the last couple times. Gunther, I know we're talking about that with you and stuff. Actually, I got to talk to you about writing something for that. Let's get your brain spilling out all kinds of things that are in your head on paper.
Okay.
So.
We can do that. We can squeeze the sponge a little more. All right. Well, very cool. Very cool. Let's move over to our latest news. Casey, what in the world is going on in the world of retro gaming?
I figured I'll play this. Let's see. Can you see my screen?
I can see.
Oh, yeah.
You already know what I'm about to do.
Fire this off. What's coming on here? Here, hit full screen on that. Now we're talking.
Man.
Online. Wow.
Guys, can this go up tomorrow?
Yeah.
Drop tomorrow, right?
Oh, crap, man.
It's dropping tomorrow. Dropping tomorrow.
That is massive. That is absolutely massive.
So I'm gonna tell you guys.
I'm already working on this for some of the cons I'm involved in. I'm buying myself a 20-foot projection screen and a big lumen projector.
Yeah.
We're gonna have this playing on 20-foot screens.
Nice.
Hey,
summer.
I told No Quarter. I said this is the only news I want to talk about tonight. Hey, because this right here is something that's been in the making. We talking.
Well,
1997.
At least things come out that we saw that were going to happen that disappeared.
Man, this was always rumors, Ryan. This was always an April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
And for big fans like us, I mean, we've been waiting for this. Who would have thought in 97 that we would be playing? I could play No Quarter in Southwest Missouri, or I could play Ryan Way in Iowa. I don't know what to say, guys. This is outstanding work. Nintendo came with it. They said that you can only get online, though, if you have a Switch. So let me make that clear, folks. I've seen a lot of misinformation out there. The Xbox version, yes, it will be on Game Pass, but it only has local multiplayer. If you want to play me and get whipped, you got to play on the Nintendo Switch.
Wow.
Dropping tomorrow.
Very cool. So this is probably the first multiplayer game I ever played where you could play more than two people, right? And that was such an epic thing to have happen. We never did that before, or at least to this extent, where you were playing it over and over and over again for hours at a time with your friends, just trying to beat them. And this was the first Call of Duty experience that there ever was. So it was, without this, there wouldn't ever be a Call of Duty. I guarantee it.
And from what I can tell, this is digital only, right? There's no physical. There will be a physical one day, I'm sure.
Yeah, one day, but right now it's digital. Yeah, digital only. It's only on Nintendo Switch and Xbox Game Pass. No plans, obviously, to go to Sony, but who knows? That could pop up. But if you want the online experience, and I anticipate that the Nintendo Switch sales are about to go up, because there are some cult following fans of this game that will buy it, and I promise you, they will buy a Switch Lite or they will buy an old Switch just to play this. Guaranteed.
I went out and for my N64 at the last con I was at, went out and bought Rumble packs and all kinds of stuff so I could outfit all the way across.
Nice.
Oh, you went get it set up.
That version at these cons also, but then I'm gonna have a Switch one hooked up too.
Yeah, so I hope to see my buddy. No, Ryan's already say he's all in. I hope to see my buddy No Quarter on the online.
I'm no good at it though, unless I get to play that short guy. Or do you think they corrected that?
What's his name? What's his name on there?
I think they might. I wonder if they corrected it.
Can't remember.
Golden Guns only though.
Slaps, only slaps.
Only slaps. Todd said, "Is it only for Switch exclusive?" Well, I'm not saying it's only for a Switch, but if you really want the full experience with this, you got to get the Switch. It's
pretty
only
much
Xbox Games Pass though.
Yeah, it's on Xbox and Switch, but only online on Switch. So yeah, you don't want to really own it on anywhere else, I don't think.
Chris is an odd job.
Odd job. That's it. That's it.
Odd job.
Who you would want to play because they did not correct. An Odd Job was actually, they say he's not that short in the real movie, but they for some reason mistook him for what's the name? DePlane guy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So they made his character awfully small. So yeah, his hitbox is very small. That's why you want to play as Odd Job.
The little guy there. The little guy. Odd Job.
Odd Job.
Good to see you, Wrangler. And we got Todd hanging out with us. We got Maury. We got all these happy characters with us. We got G.I. Joel. What's up, man? And Mitchell. And this boy right here, Lorenzo. Good to see you, man.
So that's
everybody.
That's my latest news. I know I tried to get my online copy of the Old School Gamer Mag. Wanted to discuss an article in there. I don't know if No Quarter could pull it up, but this week we wanted to hit an article that's in the magazine.
Is it in the current issue or what issue is it in?
Let me see here. I have it pulled. I have the website pulled up. If you can find what article or tell me what article you want, we can find it here. You know what you wanted to look at, Casey?
It was the Ant Stream one.
Oh, the one I just had?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Yes.
There you go.
Yep, it's in my yep. So I wanted to talk about this Ant Stream arcade. You guys have heard Ryan talk about this, folks. You've seen me and No Quarter playing this, but I anticipate some big things from Ant Stream. Now they talked about the year 1994. 94 was a great year for me. Middle school, I was heavily in the arcade at the time, but they talked about a lot of the different games. So if you look at the Super 6, so go right there to the Super 6.
Mm-hmm.
Pull that. See if you can click that.
Pac-Man.
Yep. So all of those titles, there's 1,200 titles. If you look at, if you scroll up here, you got Rally X. All of those have hit the Ant Stream arcade. So if anybody does not have that Ant Stream arcade subscription, I was out of town. I was able to play on my iPad. I mean, I got this app downloaded everywhere. It's on my iPad, iPhone. It's on my desktop. I think I got it on something else.
It's a neat system, and if I remember, it's under $10 a month. If you sign up for the year, it's like $5 a month. Or something.
I think it's even cheaper than that now. I think it's like $2. I think they dropped the price even crazy low.
Yeah, when me and No Quarter first got on it, it was probably the $10, but now it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Guys,
for $12 or 12 euros.
Oh, okay.
Holy crap, that's awesome.
$12 a year?
Yeah.
That's cheap. That's cheap. So
see, that's genius. That's genius. They're going to sell 1 billion subscriptions to that.
So if you haven't seen the article that talks about the different releases, and they're talking about 1994, check out Old School Gamer magazine. They go in depth about the Ant Stream arcade. A lot of people haven't heard of it. No Quarter and Ryan, surprisingly. I talk about it. I know we all talk about it, but that's something that you gotta want to do some research on. Look it up.
I'm blown away with how few people know about that, man. It's such a massive system.
Every time I bring it up, I get people in the chat saying, What's that? What's that?
It's crazy.
So go check it out. Go look at the latest edition or the November edition of the Old School Gamer magazine, where they talk about the Ant Stream arcade.
Yeah, so every issue of the magazine, there's going to be a 2-page long piece in there just because of our relationship with the guys at Ant Stream that's going to cover a different theme, a different piece of stuff. And it's just going to be one of our established writers, Patrick Hickey Jr., who actually runs a podcast at this exact same time on Thursday nights. So I can't wait to come in here and also be pre-canceled with him. We might want to do no quarter.
We could.
And he's talking about the different games in there. I mean, we're going to cover different things at different times. Like he's working on an FPS one night now for us. And he's working on one about RPG games for us, just depending on what they want us to cover at the time.
Nice. And the other thing too about Antstream Arcade, you got leaderboards. Like I got a notification that no quarter knocked me off a board. Like it was nuts. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, I love it.
Popped up in the right corner, said no quarter has just beat your score on Centipede. So it takes retro gaming to the next level. I know, guys, we talk about all these different platforms. We have 100 million ways to play these games. But I tell you, they really found a nice way to optimize the experience. And I think they're based in the UK, if I'm not
mistaken. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is the challenges on Antstream because they do all these creative new ways. Instead of just playing it from the first stage on, seeing what your high score is, they'll start you on the third stage with this one weapon, and you have to run and see how far you can go. Or they'll give you 3 lives or whatever. They do all these different things that make it completely new, completely unique. So if you have played the game for 30 years, they make a new spin for it and make it fresh and new for everybody. And I absolutely love that.
I like that. Like the Double Dragon Challenge. I remember that one.
Yep.
The Double Dragon Challenge, they put you in at the bridge, I think. So if anybody in here that played Double Dragon, you know about the infamous bridge. You have a challenge like a certain amount of time to get over the bridge and beat the adobo. Like for experienced players like me, I could not do that challenge. I'm not afraid to say it. I don't think I won that challenge. So definitely some creative ways. I agree with no quarter on that one.
Definitely. All right, let's move over to our family of Old School Gamer Magazine. We're going to bring on our good pal, Mike Mertes. What's up, man? How in the heck are you?
I'm family? That's awesome.
Hey,
Really? Absolutely.
Look at that family of Old School Gamer. See you, family. Nice backdrop, by the way, family.
Thank you. How's it going, guys? How's everyone doing?
We're doing great. Mike is a writer and contributor to Old School Gamer Magazine. That's what makes him family around here. And so we are glad to have you on the episode tonight, my friend. Before we started the show, we were talking a little bit about VR stuff. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and what you're involved in?
Yeah, so my full-time day job is actually a learning innovation and technology manager. So I deal with like innovative technology stuff all the time. So like AI, artificial intelligence behind like traditional learning courses, right? So, rather than having to take like an 8-hour course, if you're a beginner or you're an expert, there's like an artificial intelligence behind that, like gauging your confidence level of these questions, as well as allowing you to answer a certain way. So think of it like a tutor, right? You work with a tutor talks to you for the first time, right? And they kind of get a feel for how much knowledge you know. If you know your stuff, right? Well, they're going to skip past all the really basic fundamental stuff, and they're going to take you through to the really important stuff and make sure that you actually know that, so you can just test against that stuff. So rather than having to sit in front of a computer for 8 hours, right? Maybe you're only having to do it for 2 hours. So I work with stuff like that, as well as a lot of cool wearable stuff. So augmented reality headsets like the HoloLens, the Magic Leap 2, and of course, virtual reality stuff too. So the MetaQuest, the MetaQuest Pro, the Pico Neo, the HTC stuff. I am actively involved in like developing stuff for that. I work in the collision repair industry, right? So we actually instruct all the body shops out there how to repair a vehicle. And, if you go back to the early 70s, right, it was all like collision repair stuff. But now there's technology in the cars like crazy. So 360 cameras and blind spot detection. So we have all these new ways to actually instruct people on how to train. They may not necessarily have to have the vehicle with them anymore, because they can just put a VR headset on and actually work with that stuff from there. Yep,
it's phenomenal. So just super boring stuff.
I'm like,
you're kind of just waiting for the day to end every day. Man, that sounds absolutely amazing. You guys hiring?
Actually, come in a couple months, we will be looking for anywhere from like 5 to 10 people to come join us. It's a really cool opportunity. It is the closest I can get to like working for a game studio without it actually being like a game studio. So it's kind of like a cool peanut butter jelly combination.
Awesome. Sounds like a totally awesome gig, man. We were talking also earlier. You said a term that I've never heard before: extended reality.
Yeah, extended reality. So if you hear people talking about like augmented reality and virtual reality and like interactive videos and stuff like that, that is all under what we're calling an umbrella term, extended reality. So if someone comes up to you like, oh, I'm an extended reality specialist, well, you can now go up to him and be like, oh, well, what term of extended reality? Like, are you doing augmented? Are you doing virtual? So it's kind of like an all-encompassing encapsulation of that. It's like saying that you're an EDM DJ, an electronic music DJ, right? Like there's like 80 different flavors of electronic music. There's drum and bass, there's techno, there's trance, there's trap, and it all keeps going on from there. Yep. House. Oh yeah.
You
Absolutely.
guys, back on the DJ thing, you gotta see this guy work. At Midwest Gaming
DJ
Classic,
too?
he rocks it.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hold him to it.
Press play. That's what club DJs do.
What? Isn't that how you do it, Ryan? When you're DJing,
I hit play and I just
headphones?
fade over. Yeah.
Hey, who's over the faders?
I've got some
Did
amazing video.
y'all know Ryan was a bad DJ on Spotify?
Yeah. I can't mix for DJing. I'm more like the cool personality DJ.
Behind
Your-
the curtain.
Your dances are amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, he's out there doing chicken dances.
Uh-oh.
I have some great footage of Ryan dancing to CNC Music Factory when he performed at MGC Game Nights. It's classic stuff.
Oh, we got to get that.
Yeah, we need that footage, Mike.
All what, 15 of us that were there?
Yeah.
I need
Yep,
that footage.
yep.
We need a good intro. That would be perfect for the
There
intro.
you go.
See, now we're talking. We'll be talking after the show.
Okay, let's talk about magazine stuff. Not
Oh, no.
we
Right,
brought on
like,
Mike a
topic.
couple years ago as a writer, just doing some miscellaneous stuff. And then about 2 years ago, we started expanding responsibility, having him help me guide this magazine. Him along with Bill put together a fantastic magazine, just trying to guide where we're going to put things from. He's an awesome hitter on when we shove a mission his direction. Tell him about Big Box and what you know with that column for us.
Yeah, so before Big Box, I was doing End of Days, right, which covered like the end of a video game console and kind of the last game for it. I did a bunch of those, but it ended up getting really depressing because you're always talking about a console that's going to die, right?
Oh, man.
And usually it's not because the company went out of business. It's usually because, hey, the system's been around for 5 to 6 years and it was time for it to go. So I got a little tired of doing that. I was like, what are we not doing in the magazine that I'd love to share some of my knowledge on and reach out to some people in the industry? And I decided to do a regular thing called Big Box Boutique. So what Big Box Boutique focuses on is the 90s, pretty much 80s to 90s big box PC games, right? Perfect example. Ryan's got a copy of Ultima there. Like those PC games themselves are classic, but
The
look what's
artwork.
in that box.
Yeah.
There's
so
a
much
cloth
stuff.
map, coins, like
A
all
cloth
that
map?
stuff. Yeah. Like
You
just
don't do that stuff anymore, man.
No.
So cool.
They try
Yeah.
to cut costs now. They don't do that.
If anything in the box to give you a download code.
right.
You know,
Yeah,
premium edition. Those guys are starting to do that again, and that's super, super cool.
Yep.
Have you seen those guys, Mike?
Oh yeah. Unlimited Run. They're another example too, where got to pay a premium for it, right, to get that
Yeah.
cool stuff.
That was
But
standard back in the day.
that was standard. Like
Yeah.
I did Codename Iceman, and I did a couple other games just recently. And you open the box. Wing Commander is a great example. You open the box up. Yeah, and you got like ship schematics. You have like a magazine on the carrier, right? There's all this amazing stuff on this
StarCraft,
that
too.
you
Got
just
a
don't
nice
see.
box.
Yeah,
Man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's StarCraft. I remember when StarCraft came out.
There he goes.
Oh, now that
Yeah.
box
I'm afraid of what's in this. Let's see what's in there.
Be careful with that one.
Meanie, what else?
We're going to get shut off here.
Yeah, we might get cut off.
Well, what's great too, like, if you think about it, we had copy protection for all those games, right? So if you fire up the very first Leisure Suit Larry, it's going to ask you, one, how old you are, and it may ask you for, hey, go to paragraph 5 of page 64 and type in the 7th word. He's got
I
a
remember
decoder
that.
there. Yeah. I was just playing Mean Streets. I was looking at that for possibly doing an article for that. And you have to have the original manual, and it says, hey, what's the third word of page 6 in this, right? And the game keeps crashing on me, so I'm having to open the book over and over again to put the code in because I'm trying to get it to run. But that was an era we just don't see anymore. And my object in that is not only to cover the game, but to try to scan all of that extra stuff that's with it and put that in the magazine so people
That's awesome.
can experience it, or if they decide to get into that hobby, right, to pick up those games, that they know when they're looking at it at a game convention or they go to a Goodwill, right, that hey, if there's just a disc in here, chances are you're missing like 90% of the game. So
I had it was a King's Quest.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the second or third one. And it had so much stuff in there. I remember when I was a kid, I thought it was the coolest thing. Back when I was real young, my dad was really into the World War II Octagon board games. I don't know if you guys ever saw those.
Yep.
Those are board games that you'd play for weeks. You and your friends would play those board games because it was tactical. You'd have to build up funds and commodities and populations and all kinds of stuff on these little board games. And so those things have those millions of parts to them and all that stuff. And then I saw that whole era or that whole genre of games move into video games. I think that's kind of what they did. When they were doing the video games, they're like, all right, well, we got to at least match what the board games are offered with, right? So we better give them a map. We better give them maybe like a couple of little trinkets or whatever. I think that's what the thought process was. Especially when you look at the original arcade cabinets. They were a piece of furniture. They weren't really a vinyled up thing that's supposed to be bright. It's supposed to fit in your house like a TV was back then. TV was a piece of furniture. It's made out of wood and it was beautifully designed. Now it's just a panel just to show a screen. So it's totally different, And so I think that's what they were doing in the beginning, where they're like, all right, well, we got to offer a high level situation. We can't just give them a game. We got to give them all this other stuff. And so I missed that. I definitely missed that.
Here's one that I pulled out of the stack of stuff. It literally comes with a little...
Oh, Army Man, yeah.
That's cool.
Look at this sucker's still sealed.
Oh, wow.
Windows 95, baby.
95.
I loved Windows 95, but I love XP better.
Well, Mike, where can everybody find you online, my friend?
So I'm all over the place. The most platform I'm like active on, if you want to go from a social media aspect, is Instagram. Just look up Real Unleaded Logic. I typically hang out there. That's where most of my posts come from. Otherwise, you can find me on YouTube as Gamer Logic, and just type in Gamer Logic, the logical gaming choice, into Google, and you'll get all my other social media avenue places. I've been all over the place. What can I say? I'm like a bad cold.
Nice.
If you have any ideas on games, stuff like that Mike should cover, you can also be emailed mm@oldschoolgamer.com.
You got it.
Cool. All right, guys, we're going to end the show checking out Colossal Cave here by Roberta Williams, one of our favorite game designers ever. It's coming, well, it's already been released, actually. It's going to be released on pretty much every freaking platform that there is. Let me find the platforms where are they? There they are. Every platform that there is. I have it on my MetaQuest 2. You talk about a ridiculously fun game. I wish I could play virtual reality for hours on end. I can't yet, but I'm working on that. But let's check it out right now, guys. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Peace.
You're standing at the end of a road before a small brick building, in search of adventure. So take your first steps into Colossal Cave. The lantern is now lit. Explore the vast darkness of the mythical Colossal Cave, but beware the many obstacles that stand in your way. Zizzy, you feel a strange pulling sensation. Black Rod. Discover the valuable treasures held within. And brave, perilous encounters that threaten to end your quest quickly and without mercy. With many locations to traverse, secrets to find, and miles of caverns to explore, you'll never know just what your own adventure inside Colossal Cave will bring. Colossal Cave, reimagined by Roberta Williams. The only way out is in. Buy now wherever games are sold.